Do you know what the most interesting thing is when comparing life in Europe and America? In Europe, high taxes keep you at a stable level. In America, no one limits your income ceiling. Many Europeans, when they first come to America, are overwhelmed by the cost of rent or living expenses and quickly conclude that this place is too harsh. But in reality, they are just using the wrong operations manual. America is a paradise for those who know how to use financial leverage wisely. Today, I will share with you the most refined playbook for 2027. We will decode the 10 must-haves so that you not only have a safe place to stay, but also fully master your financial destiny in the US. Let's explore right away. Many people often complain that the regulations for work permits or work visas in the US are tightening more than ever, especially for EAD categories or automatic extensions. But if viewed from the perspective of a property investor, this is actually extremely good news. This legal barrier serves as a natural filter to eliminate unhealthy competition, thereby protecting record wages for skilled workers with valid documentation. A content editor from Italy shared, "In Rome, she struggled with a salary of 2,100 euros per month after nearly half was deducted for income tax and social security. But when she came to the US, with the prestigious EAD card in hand, she quickly negotiated a salary of $85,000 per year, a figure that would be hard to reach even after 10 years of work in her home country. In Europe, a work permit sometimes only helps you find a stable job with a strictly capped income ceiling. Conversely, in the United States, the judiciary and labor market absolutely respect the value of legality. A proper work visa is the golden ticket that opens the door to unlimited income negotiations. But the line between a super profitable position and the risk of losing housing lies only in preparation. When U.S. authorities like DHS or DOL continuously update policies, passively waiting for renewal notifications, as is customary in Europe, is a costly mistake. Your strategy should be to build a multi-layered legal file, store all EAD permits, I-797 approval notices, and passports in both hard copy and digital encryption, and always plan for renewals 9 to 12 months in advance. Have you ever encountered any issues with paperwork when traveling abroad? Please share in the comments below. Moving on to the second point, we touch upon a profound difference in money mindset: the emergency liquidity fund. In Europe, when one unfortunately loses their job, the general mindset is to sit back and wait for the unemployment benefit check to arrive at home. But in America, you are the chairman of the board running your own life. Don't view the savings of 3 to 6 months' living expenses as a burden to accumulate. See it as a bargaining power. A single person living in mid-sized American cities maintains a cushion of about $6,000 to $18,000 or up to $30,000 in expensive supercities, not because they are afraid to go out, but because they want the power to refuse poorly compensated jobs and freely choose the best breakthrough opportunities. A friend from Austria recounted that when he moved to the US, instead of spending all his savings on equipment or hastily renting an expensive apartment, he kept a tight reserve of $15,000 in a high liquidity account. In the third month, the startup company where he worked unexpectedly underwent a restructuring. While his colleagues without savings fell into panic and had to accept hard manual labor jobs to pay their rent, he was completely at ease thanks to this freedom fund. He spent a whole month interviewing and moved to a large tech corporation with a salary that doubled. You see, the cost of renting in the U.S. in 2026, 2027 can range from $300 to over $3,500 for a one-bedroom apartment, but when you have a proactive financial cushion, that pressure turns into a springboard for you to rise up. If you find these practical shares useful, don't forget to like and subscribe to support me in continuing to create more quality content. And now, this platform is the proactive control of the American banking system and fintech tools. If you are used to the slowness, cumbersome procedures, and unreasonable transaction fees of many traditional European banks where weekend transfers have to wait until Monday, then the American financial system will make you exclaim, "Wow!" In the US, money moves at the speed of light. Banking and fintech applications are designed to connect directly with investment platforms, automatically optimizing interest rates and accumulating highly attractive spending reward points. A classic mistake Europeans make when they first arrive in the US is continuing to use their internationally issued cards from their home country. They quietly bear the exorbitant currency exchange fees of 3% to 5% on each transaction without even realizing it. Meanwhile, a savvy player will open a checking account in the US along with low-cost international money transfer accounts even before taking off. Owning a domestic US bank account not only helps you receive your salary through the direct deposit system quickly and efficiently, but it is also a mandatory first step for landlords in the US to accept rental contracts through automatic payment gateways. But how can you turn a bank account into a credibility-building machine that helps you rent your dream apartments without needing to deposit billions? In the next few minutes, a unique American financial weapon will appear, and it does not exist at all in Europe. Let's explore it together in the next section. If in Europe, borrowing is often seen as a psychological burden and banking systems usually try to penalize or limit you, then when you step into the US, you'll encounter a huge shift in mindset. America rewards those who know how to manage debt wisely. Credit score is the most powerful financial ID. In Europe, even if you have hundreds of thousands of euros saved in your account but no credit history in the US, you are still just a complete zero in the eyes of landlords. They are willing to refuse to rent you a desirable apartment or make you pay a deposit of 3 to 6 months' rent in advance, a huge dead amount of money frozen unreasonably. On the contrary, let's hear the story of a graphic designer who moved from Spain to Chicago. In the first few months, he was continuously rejected by landlords despite his income being quite high. But thanks to applying the correct formula for rapid credit building, after just 10 months, his FICO score exceeded 710. What was the result? He not only rented a luxury apartment right in the center with a deposit almost zero, but also bought a car with an astonishingly low preferential interest rate. The breakthrough formula for you in 2027 is very clear. As soon as you set foot in the US, apply for an SSN or ITIN through IRS. Form W7, immediately open a secured credit card with a deposit of about $200, $300, diligently pay 100% of all bills on time, and register for rent reporting services to turn your monthly rent into credit rewards. Have you ever had experience building credit abroad? Please leave your comments below so we can discuss together. Moving on to the fifth point, we must face a topic that Europeans often feel most apprehensive about when hearing about the US healthcare costs. Indeed, in Europe, you benefit from a public healthcare system that is almost free, but the price you pay is the excruciating wait. Did you know that in some European countries, the waiting time for a specialist consultation or non-emergency surgery can stretch from 6 months to even a year? Meanwhile, in the United States, healthcare is a top-tier premium service industry. Although out-of-pocket costs without insurance can reach $1,200 to $3,000 just for a single visit to the emergency room, ER, when you have a quality health insurance plan in hand, you will have access to the most advanced, quick, and top-notch healthcare services on the planet. On Reddit, an HR specialist from Belgium shared her story that when she first came to the US, she was terrified by the rumors about hospital costs. But instead of choosing to work freelance, she decided to invest her time applying to a corporation that offers comprehensive employer health insurance. When she unfortunately suffered an injury during a picnic, her entire treatment cost of tens of thousands of USD was covered by insurance up to 90%. She was treated the same day by the best doctors without having to wait a week. The secret to confidently getting rich in America without fearing a health incident that could deplete your finances is very simple. Never underestimate insurance. Always prioritize jobs with good medical benefits, or proactively set aside a separate medical emergency fund completely distinct from your rent. If you find this practical knowledge is helping you expand your thinking, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel right now to motivate the production team. And we have something even more important, which is the art of choosing a city to optimize the take-home pay. In Europe, income tax rates in most countries are exorbitantly high and similar, whether you are in the capital or the outskirts. But the US is a vast federation with 50 different policy systems, giving you the freedom to choose your own financial strategy. You have the complete right to choose to live in states with a 0% state income tax like Texas, Florida, or Nevada. With the same salary of $100,000 per year, if you live in California, you could lose over 30% to taxes. But if you move to Austin, Texas, you will keep thousands of USD more each year to reinvest or increase your emergency fund. Looking at the context of 2026, 2027, when housing cost inflation continues to exert pressure and rental prices in megacities like New York or San Francisco easily exceed $3,500 to $5,500 a month, diving headfirst into these expensive hotspots upon first arriving in the U.S. is a poorly calculated move. Apply the golden rule of 30%. Only choose cities or satellite areas where housing costs do not exceed 30% of your total monthly income, meaning your income should be at least 3 times your rent. The rapidly developing secondary cities will provide you with more spacious living areas, more manageable living costs, while still ensuring superior career advancement opportunities compared to Europe. But how can you turn your application into a magnet that makes landlords in the U.S. eager to approve your contract immediately? And how can you leverage the local safety net when facing difficulties? We will explore the final keys that will help you complete the picture of a fulfilling residency in the U.S. in 2027. Don't take your eyes off, and let's explore together in the next part. If the previous things provide you with financial resources and legal protection tools, then this will be the time we discuss the things that elevate your status, transforming you from a bewildered immigrant into a person fully in control of the housing game in the US. In 2027. In Europe, the process of renting a house is often extremely bureaucratic, dragging on with a mountain of cumbersome administrative paperwork. You might have to wait an entire month just to get your application approved to rent an old apartment. But when you step into the US, you will be amazed by a real estate market that operates smoothly, transparently, and with an astonishingly fast processing speed. For American landlords, renting is not based on emotions or acquaintances, but is entirely a professional business transaction. When you proactively prove yourself to be a reliable partner with solid finances, landlords are ready to roll out the red carpet for you and approve the contract within 24 hours. There was a young engineer from Portugal who had just moved to Seattle. At first, he was bewildered to see beautiful apartments being snatched up right before his eyes. He realized he was losing not because of a lack of money, but because he was preparing the documents too slowly, following the habits from his hometown. Immediately, he changed his strategy. He quickly prepared a financial passport that included an employment confirmation letter with salary, bank statements for the last 3 months in both Europe and the US, a recommendation letter from the previous landlord, and information about a reputable cosigner in the US. The result was that in the next application submission, the landlord immediately agreed that afternoon. Preparing this portfolio in both digital and hard copy formats not only helps you stay proactive, but also completely eliminates the risk of being pushed into subpar housing areas due to not securing your preferred place. Moving on to the 8th point, we debunk a common misconception. Many Europeans mistakenly believe that in the US, tenants are completely at a disadvantage compared to landlords. The truth is completely the opposite. Although the U.S. does not maintain a subsidy system like Europe, it possesses a highly dynamic system of non-governmental organizations, legal aid offices, and tenant unions. In the U.S., the law strictly protects the legal rights of tenants. Landlords cannot arbitrarily change locks or throw your belongings onto the street without going through a transparent and proper court process. There is a little-known fact. When facing temporary difficulties with rent, instead of enduring the passivity of the public administrative system like in Europe, people in the U.S. can immediately connect with the 211 social services hotline, United Way, or local emergency assistance funds. A woman from Poland recalls that when her husband suddenly faced a reduction in hours in Illinois, she proactively contacted the local tenant legal aid association. Not only did she receive free advice on the legal notice period, but she was also guided on how to access emergency rental assistance funds for local residents to get through the brief 2-month stormy period. To proactively protect yourself, As soon as you arrive in the new city, save Hotline 211, the addresses of nonprofit legal aid offices, and the list of organizations that support immigrants. Do you believe that a timely call could save your entire settlement plan? Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel right now to get more valuable financial tips. The ninth thing we are about to discuss is a distinctive cultural trait that creates synergy in the United States: networking culture. In Europe, personal privacy is prioritized, and all transactions or searches for housing and jobs are often conducted through formal channels. But in the US, the communication culture is incredibly open and vibrant. Americans are willing to share opportunities, recommend jobs, or provide good apartment information after just a brief conversation at community events or career networking sessions. Many Europeans who have just moved to the US often fall into a state of isolation because they have no relatives. But those who understand the culture of networking will know that cheap, short-term sublet apartments or breakthrough income jobs often never appear on public websites, but are found within internal networking circles. Make a smart landing plan for the first 1 to 3 months. Before taking off, actively join European expatriate groups in the city you are about to arrive in, alumni clubs, or professional networks on LinkedIn. A reputable introduction from a community member can help you find safe, temporary accommodation, receive valuable advice on livable areas, and most importantly, avoid expensive deposit scams. And finally, the 10th point, which is also the soul of the entire transformative journey in America: the shift from a mindset of being taken care of to a self-made mindset. In Europe, the social welfare system can create an invisible dependency mentality where people are accustomed to the government bearing the risks for them. But when you set foot in America in 2027, the greatest gift this country offers you is not a crutch of subsidies, but a level playing field that absolutely honors the spirit of self-reliance. America is a country of self-made individuals. When you shed the mindset of waiting and accept full ownership of your finances, health, and career, you will realize that all the risks related to housing costs or inflation are just small tests on the path to breakthrough. You no longer fear the harshness of the market because you possess all 10 strategic levers, from the judiciary, credit, insurance, banking, to a reputable community network. This shift in mindset is the decisive turning point that not only helps Europeans build a solid home, but also confidently advance into the high-income class and achieve sustainable financial freedom in the United States. So we have fully decoded the 10 golden levers that will help you settle down and achieve remarkable breakthroughs in the US by 2027. Right now, how can we string all of this together into a neat action plan? And what are the first steps you need to take today? Let's dive into the strategic summary and receive a special gift at the end of the video. Before we end this video, we need to understand why the same amount of accumulated money that allows a person to live comfortably in Europe can cause them to be utterly shocked when they set foot in the US. Here, there is a puzzle called the safety net and the freedom lever that needs to be deciphered. In Europe, the exorbitant tax system is like an invisible safety net. It keeps you from ever hitting rock bottom, but at the same time, it inadvertently caps your income ceiling. A media specialist in France with a monthly salary of 4,000 euros shared that he feels extremely at ease because if he were to lose his job, the social welfare system would immediately extend a hand to cover rent and basic living expenses for many months. However, that cushion creates an illusion of eternal safety. The harsh truth is, Europe protects you when you fail, but it takes away the opportunity for you to achieve financial brilliance. Have you ever wondered why people work hard all their lives in Europe, but their accumulated wealth remains stagnant? It is completely opposite to America, where there is no subsidy for passivity, but it is ready to grant you absolute financial freedom. When Thomas moved to a vibrant city in the US, with exactly 0 inches savings, he was bewildered to realize that America had no familiar crutch of subsidies. An unexpected medical bill or 2 months without finding a new job can quickly consume all that money, pushing anyone into a precarious housing situation. But here's the surprising twist. The US didn't design the system to intimidate you. Instead, it uses real costs as an entry test to filter out individuals with an ownership mindset. With the same capabilities as this man, if he knows how to leverage credit and optimize taxes in the US, He could not only pay his rent neatly, but also multiply his wealth several times in just a few short years, something that a slow-growing economy in Europe would find hard to offer. If you find this comparative perspective interesting, please hit like and subscribe now so you don't miss the next in-depth analyses. The difference between being broke and being wealthy in America lies in whether you have a precise operational roadmap in hand or not. So we have together embarked on a long journey to decode the entire financial landscape and mindset when moving from Europe to America. To help you easily save and apply it today, here is the 10-point strategic checklist for 2027 that you can screenshot right now. 1. Solid legal foundation. Prepare multi-layered EAD, visa applications, plan renewals 9-12 months in advance. Strong legal foundation. Prepare multi-layered EAD, visa applications, plan for renewals 9-12 months in advance. 2. Actively manage liquidity. Accumulate 3-6 months of living expenses as a cushion for freedom. Active liquidity fund. Accumulate 3-6 months of living expenses as a freedom cushion. 3. U.S. banking infrastructure. Open a checking account and fintech to optimize international transfer fees. U.S. banking infrastructure. Open a checking account and fintech to optimize international transfer fees. 4. Building credit. A breakthrough path to FICO, 650, 720 plus in the first 12 months. Building credit score. A breakthrough path to FICO, 650, 720 plus in the first 12 months. 5. Premium health insurance. Prioritize corporate insurance packages or establish a private health fund. Premium health insurance. Prioritize insurance packages through the company or establish a separate health fund. 6. Choose a smart city. Apply the golden rule rent is less than 30% of income. Choose a smart city. Apply the golden rule rent is less than 30% of income. 7. Fast financial documentation. Prepare a financial passport to get your rental approved within 24 hours. Fast financial documentation. Package the financial passport to approve rental applications within 24 hours. 8. Local safety network. Save the hotline 211 and the legal aid list. Local safety network. Save hotline 211 and the legal aid list. 9. Networking culture. Connect the expat community and professionals to unlock hidden opportunities. Networking culture. Connecting the expat community and professionals to unlock hidden opportunities. 10. Self-made mindset. Shed the mentality of dependency. Proactively shape your financial destiny. Self-made mindset. Shed the mentality of dependency. Proactively shape your financial destiny. Remember, America in 2027 is not a battlefield full of risks that you need to fear, but a promised land brimming with golden opportunities reserved for those who are well prepared and have a mindset of mastery. At this turning point, the choice is entirely in your hands. Do you choose the safe and smooth but income-capped life in Europe, or do you opt for the breakthrough and ultimate financial freedom in the USA? Please leave a comment right below. Which city in the US is your dream destination that you want to visit the most in 2027? My team and I will respond directly, helping you calculate the detailed budget and the minimum reserve fund needed to prepare for that specific city. If you find this video valuable and it helps you change your perspective, please hit like, share this video with friends who are planning to reach out to the world, and don't forget to click the subscribe button along with the notification bell. Your support is the greatest motivation for me to continue producing more in-depth and high-quality analytical content. This video is based on publicly available economic data and personal experiences with the aim of providing information and educating financial thinking. This is not official, legal, immigration, or financial investment advice. Always consult licensed legal and financial experts before making your personal decisions. Thank you for watching, goodbye, and see you in the next video.